y'all, Stacy here. Thank you so much for joining me for this chop and chat. Today, you're going to be kind of my emotional support friends as I chop and chat an L3 bee bar for the first time. It's in one of my favorite scents. As a quick reminder, if I do talk about the melting of this scent, I do use mostly 25 watt and up Scentsy warmers as I am a Scentsy consultant. My warmers are typically on for 15 hours a day, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so we can stay in touch. Now, if you have never seen one before, my friends, this is a bee bar and it is massive. It is a lot of wax and it's not something that I would typically purchase. It's definitely bigger than a loaf. This is a second and spruce clamshell to kind of give you a reference on the scale of the thing. It's massive. Now, it is adorable, but it is also just a lot of wax. It's in a scent called Kelly Comfort, which is one of my favorite L3 scents. Kelly Comfort scent notes are strawberry pound cake boardwalk mallow clouds, and it is just a wonderful strawberry pound cake scent. And to my nose, it has a more elegant strawberry pound cake presentation. Now you can see all the way around here, I have a couple of these little end sections that got a little smudged, and I think I'm going to just try and chop those first. Look how big that is. I mean, this is very large. Now I'm going to just try and cut kind of the two connecting sides and then see if it will pop off the hexagon shape. I don't know if it will, but yes, that works very well. Okay, I have over dramatized this. This is much easier to chop than I anticipated. I shouldn't have spoken so soon. Let's make sure this happens all the way around. But this is actually, if it stays like this as I'm chopping, I'm going to be very pleased because this is no longer going to, it's not intimidating at all. Thank goodness. So this is quite easy to just kind of go on the two sides of the hexagonal shape. That's a hexagon, right? 6 sides. Um, and then see, let me just turn it closer to me and see if that works. But I was terrified to chop this just because it's a new kind of dimension and shape. And I don't always have the best luck chopping L3 loaves. So I think this is actually easier to chop than an L3 loaf, which is, I don't know, for scents that I love, this is something that I would more easily consider having had this experience with the chopping. And I'm pretty confident that performance is going to be the same. I get really solid performance out of Cali Comfort. Now, that one did kind of chunk off a little bit more significantly than some of the others, but they all sort of do that. They're just popping off on the single short side that's left. So I imagine that all the way around, I'm going to be able to just leave one side unchopped and the shape itself will just pop off. But this is, it's flatter in presentation than a loaf. A loaf would actually be taller than this, but it's spread out. And I think that was the thing that was messing with my head about how we were going to be able to actually chop this. But I really like that I can chop off sections. It's almost like you're making your own shapes as you need them. So I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and chop off as much as I think I'll want to melt. And look at that. I feel like I made a snowflake. I made a bee snowflake. Now, what I'm going to do is return my new bee snowflake that I have made out of my bee bar into the bag, just so you can see kind of the density of it. It's thick. I will say the bee bar stores nice and flat in my long-term storage. So I am returning this snowflake to what I would consider my long-term storage. And then I'm just going to separately bag these pieces that I've cut off after I chop them a little further. I've gone from terrified to a fan. I think I really like this kind of, I think I prefer this to loaves, honestly. So I'm going to have to check the volume. I can't remember what the volume of these bee bars are. And I do think that I'm going to chop each hexagon shape into 4 pieces, just because I feel like that will give me the most opportunity to dial up or down the volume per warmer that I want to use. I feel like most often I'm probably going to be using 2 pieces of these. So I was tempted to just only cut these in half, but I feel like there may be some warmers in some rooms that I might just want to use half of that volume. So the 4 pieces are how I am going to approach this. And I think looking at the volume that I have just by pulling off these outside pieces is really remarkable. So, like, if I don't know if you can see past my hand while I'm chopping, but the volume of wax that I am getting over here, I'm getting a chunk of wax for sure. If I end up using 2 pieces per warmer of each hexagon shape, I think that's going to mean that I am ending up with 12 warmers of wax, which is pretty amazing. And it's likely to be more because there are some warmers and spaces, given how I've melted this scent in the past, that I think I'm only going to be using one of these pieces in. So that really could be anywhere from 12 to 24 warmers worth of wax because that's a significant chunk, like these little um, pieces are significant. So, wow. And I think the bee bar has 19 little hexagons in it. I'll have to validate that. But if it's 19 little hexagon shapes and just 6 give me 12 to 24 warmers full of wax, this is a lot of wax. And I'm really excited because I do know that I love this scent. It's already smelling beautiful. I love the way that it performs in my home, and I do love a lot of strawberry pound cake scents. I just think this one is unique in its presentation. It has a gentler approach, and I think it partner melts beautifully. So it's just a cut above the rest, in my opinion, in the landscape of strawberry pound cake scents, which I think are prolific this time of year going into the summer. And I really can wear myself out with strawberry pound cake. I go through these phases where I love it, I feel like I overmelt it, and then I drift away from it. But Cali Comfort is one of those fragrances that I feel like I can melt year round and really enjoy. I would love to hear in the comments below if you've had any experience melting L3's Cali Comfort or if you have chopped up a bee bar of your own. I appreciate you watching so much and would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that we can stay in touch. I am so grateful for each and every subscriber, and I really appreciate, I can't tell you how much your comments brighten up sometimes very busy and hard days. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.